Hey all, here at OS Reviews. Today we're taking a quick look at the SJCAM SJ8 PRO. The action cams, of course, have been around for a number of years now, and this company SJCAM, we've also seen some of their budget models in the past. In comparison, the Pro line now gives us some extra features, including a full touchscreen on the back, as well as up to 4K 60 FPS video capture, built-in Wi-Fi so you can connect to a companion app, and also a small secondary display on the front that can show you status like how long you've been recording and the battery percentage left. Their other models in the Pro line include the SJ8 PRO, has a larger display in contrast, which is full color and can also serve as a viewfinder, which is a pretty cool idea, so that if you're vlogging, for instance, you can still make out your face, take a look at what you are framing within your shot, versus again the SJ8 PRO, although it does have a secondary display, it is a monochrome black and white screen and a little bit more basic. This is just a $10 difference, so I'd say the SJ8 PRO is honestly a little bit more interesting in my opinion, but overall both of these have very similar capabilities. I will also point out that there is a regular SJ8 non-Pro edition, which is going to be a little bit less expensive. And interestingly, this version does have the rear display acting as a viewfinder, which is full color. However, the reason why the Pro version is a little bit more is primarily because instead of EIS, or electronic image stabilization, it packs in a 6-axis gyroscope. So your footage on this particular model should be a lot more stable. Here's some examples of the stabilization in action, which claims to mitigate shakes a lot more, as well as offering a very wide angle 170-degree field of view, which they claim has also been corrected for distortion. The technical sensor is getting you up to 12 megapixels when you're snapping images, and you can also control it using an optional remote as well as microphone that you can use externally, although those pieces are sold separately. So again, up to 4K 60 FPS, and then also slow motion can also be found. And in terms of additional modes, there's a time-lapse footage mode as well as a car mode, so if you're mounting it, it can act as the dashboard cam as well. The battery is rated at 1,200 milliamp hours, can get you up to 70 minutes of recording at 4K 60 FPS, which is actually pretty good. It can even serve as a webcam if you're connected to your computer, and weighs 80 grams. Supports a micro SD card up to 256 gigabytes. A waterproof case, which is included, so you can go diving with this, splash it with water, and it should still survive. You can mount it onto a helmet or any type of strap. Different 3M sticky pads for attaching onto surfaces, as well as different mounts. You can also find an additional backing here that is still touch sensitive. The difference is the one that is non-touchscreen will get you a higher waterproof rating, between 5 to 10 meters deep versus 3 meters on this one. You'll find a standard USB Type-C charging cable, the SJCAM sticker, as well as some quick user manuals and a microfiber cloth for wiping off any dust or lint. It is worth mentioning though that this model does not come with a SD card in the box, so you have to pick up one of your own. Alright, so taking it outside of the case, and taking a closer look at the design of the SJ8 PRO, the entire body here is constructed out of a polycarbonate plastic, which is slightly textured with rubber to make it a little bit more grippy, and in terms of appearance, it's nothing too fancy or out of the ordinary, I would say, compared to regular action cams. We have here on the side just a power key, which is backlit, along with all the other buttons and sensors, some basic status that you can check out at a glance, such as the resolution that you're shooting in, power percentage, as well as the SD card that you have inserted and the memory that is left. So you can check out this info at a glance and be able to still tell whether you have started recording or not. The very bottom also has a standard tripod mount, which is neat. We have the battery compartment door, which if we open up, you'll also find access to the micro SD card slot. The other side features additional microphone and loudspeaker, along with a flap that is protecting the USB Type-C port. Now on the front, we have access to a relatively large display, which is touch sensitive. This is going to be a little bit easier to control compared to past action cams, which required you to press on the side buttons. On here, you're able to more seamlessly zoom in and out, supports up to 8 times of digital zoom. I can also tap on some of these properties to change things like the video footage, 4K Ultra versus regular 4K. Also the frame rates can also be toggled back and forth. forth. The bottom here can also bring up the full menu in which we can capture time-lapse footage, slow motion, go into a photo capturing mode a little bit more easily. There's even a burst mode for capturing multiple images at once. You'll even find a live mode, which is pretty interesting. So you can scan the QR code generated by the app, and since this thing has Wi-Fi, it will be connected to your phone. The phone will then be connected to a live streaming service, whether it's YouTube, and you'll be able to stream everything in real time. Touchscreen feels sensitive. The display itself is also quite nice in terms of viewing angles and brightness as an IPS LCD screen, and it's surprisingly robust without much lag or delay. Now you can also tap on the adjustment setting there to go into EV, white balance, as well as color profile. By default, it's going to be in the vivid mode, but you can also choose a flat color profile if desired. There's also a mode that will begin recording whenever you turn it on if you want a faster capture, as well as a metering mode, and you can also turn on or off the Gyro Stabilization. Have this mode turned on, even from the viewfinder here, we can tell that as I am moving it around a little bit, you can still see how the footage is surprisingly stable. Distortion correction of the wide angle kind of fisheye lens can also be turned on or off. So if we turn this on, we can tell that now the edges have been basically straightened out. You can still tell that it's getting a little bit stretched, but it's much better than if we had it turn on, and it's actually quite impressive how this entire thing is being done on the unit itself without any post-production editing, and we can have both the gyro plus the correction for the fisheye on at the same time, as you can see there. You can also turn on loop recording if you're in the car mode. That is, it will continue to record over the memory if it runs out of space. You can also tap once to hide all of the menus from view to get you a less interrupted experience of what you're looking at. We can also tap on the settings icon there to turn on and off Wi-Fi, as well as turning on and off the front display. Brightness level of the screen can also be further bumped up if you're shooting in outdoor conditions. Even the color temperature of the display here can be changed to be warmer or cooler per your liking, which is actually quite advanced. Now, like with most action cams though, one thing that is still missing would be a flash or some type of LED. So just like the GoPro in that regard, this is best suited if you are in daytime environments. Nighttime footage is going to be a lot more shaky. You want something like an infrared mode. Well, that's not currently available in this particular unit, nor is it really in mainstream cameras. You have to look to more specialty units to find that. The companion app is relatively simple, and from here we're able to just quickly connect, as well as take a look at photos that we've captured, videos in the album, and also access the aforementioned live streaming mode. So starting off with connecting, I'm just going to tap here. This is what it looks like. You do have a much larger canvas now to take a look at what the camera is seeing in almost real time. There's a split-second delay similar to home security cams, but this thing is using 5 GHz band Wi-Fi instead of 2.4G, so it's already quite fast, but you can't really pinch in and out in the current UI that we have here, but everything does look quite good. I'm going to try moving the camera slightly up, and you can have a better idea of what it's looking at in real time. Go over to a time-lapse footage, and you can see that the animation here will also change accordingly. This is 2x slow motion, video plus photo, and also the car mode can also be triggered. You're also able to more quickly replay footage that is captured on the camera. Either download it, save it onto your phone, or just view it online. So as shown in those sample clips, the overall quality of footage I would say is quite good. The wide field of view captures plenty of details within your shots, and just a nice compact camera that you can take with you for documenting vlogs, outdoor type of activities without having to use your phone all the time. Perhaps still slightly shy of GoPro in terms of the computational stabilization, but for what it is, already is showing good progress. That's been the SJCAM SJ8 Pro. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.